I had a friend who had crippling anxiety, and this was a few years ago. This guy, when I say he had anxiety, I mean like the most I've ever seen. I used to not really be that confident, but this was on a completely different level. Like the types of people you expect to be going through depression type level, if you know what I mean. And this, honestly, I don't know how I made friends with him. I was his friend. I don't know how, because he could not speak at all. We met in primary school, and throughout the years, it actually got worse, ironically enough. So this guy, he had anxiety, but it wasn't the worst in primary school. And as the years went by, for some reason, he got even more anxious. I remember there'd be countless occurrences where he'd be in class, and normally he would not talk in class at all, wouldn't do work, nothing. But occasionally there'd be some event where he'd kind of be called up to speak, and he'd just freeze, just frozen there. And with enough time, he'd just start tearing up. And I always saw this, and I kind of felt sad, like I felt pity for him. But at this point, I wasn't really in a position to be helping him myself. Like I wasn't too confident at the time. I didn't even care about that. But I saw this, and I did feel a bit bad. But eventually, just seeing it so much, like I kind of tried to disassociate with it and ignore the problem. But I could tell it really did impact his life negatively. Like he would tell me about it. I was one of his only friends. He could tell about this, and I could tell it really did impact him. But I didn't really offer or even have a solution, which is something. Yeah, this guy, honestly, ironically enough, despite being all anxious, he was probably, at the time, my only, real friend. Because all of my other friends, I was only really classmates with them. I never hung out with them outside of school. There was one other friend who I kind of did, but not really at all. Like we played video games once or twice outside of school, online, so we weren't even close to each other. But this guy with anxiety was the only person who I was actually friends with, which is funny, because nowadays I couldn't see that being possible at all. And I guess the point of this video, well, one, it's just a story, right? I had a friend who had anxiety. Nowadays, I'm not really friends with him. He's moved schools. I haven't talked to him in a bit. I remember there was one time, actually, I was trying to give him advice because through the years, I decided, you know what, I'm going to improve my social skills. I'm going to become confident. I'm going to be able to do whatever I want, no matter the time. Jeez, it's hot. One sec. Okay, I just had to open my window. I decided I was going to become confident, right? And I spent all this time over the span of 2 years, just practicing my social skills. I'd go out and train it specifically, getting social XP. I'd be writing on a wall, gamifying this entire process of socializing, watching all these videos. So I did a bit of work into it, right? And I remember I was on the bus with this guy in the middle of one of my classmates. I was giving this guy advice because, of course, I went from being anxious to being confident. I was like, okay, bro, if you want to become more confident, because I can tell this is really impacting you, I'd even just recommend, speaking to random strangers. Like what I've been doing recently is just saying hello to random people on the street. You don't need to entertain a conversation. Just say hello and leave, and that alone will improve your confidence. And I can even come with you. It'll be fun. We can talk. And I got cut off. I got cut off by the person sitting in the middle of us. And he said something that irritated me, actually. He said that you shouldn't do that. I'm paraphrasing here. I don't know exactly what he said. But he said you shouldn't do that. and I should stop doing that, and I shouldn't recommend it to him, because if you do that, you could get hurt by a stranger. You'll get raped. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but yeah, that's basically what he was saying, and I did not agree with this. But knowing the type of person he was, I didn't decide to go any further. But that was really the only time I tried to actively help this guy. I guess nowadays I probably wouldn't be friends with him, generally. But if I was, I would have dedicated more of my time and resources into helping him, because I've already succeeded in that. And I understand exactly how to help people from going from completely anxious to confident and being able to make things and do whatever they want. And I know exactly how to do it. So I guess, do I feel regret? Not really, honestly. I guess I could have helped him more. But at the time, it didn't really cross my mind. I was focused on other things. I don't feel regret. It's just interesting to see, having this experience, seeing someone with severe anxiety. And the main point was just to show that if you have social anxiety, or you just aren't that confident, it is a very serious problem that you need to fix now. Like, urgently, you need to fix it now. There's no time to wait. No, I'll become confident later. After I go to the gym and become jacked, then I'll start talking to people. Then I'll start attracting girls after I get jacked. It's not a good way to live. Living life not being confident is horrible, though, because confidence isn't even just being able to speak to people. That's a huge factor of it, but literally just feeling comfortable being around others. You go onto a train or public transport and you probably feel this weird sense of anxiety or just uncomfortableness with all of these people around you who you don't know. That's the lack of confidence. It's like a sickness. It's a sickness, bro. And when you go outside, that sickness just hits at you. It's turmoiling. I believe anyone who isn't confident should dedicate themselves for at least a bit to become confident and to fix that. And not admitting the problem will basically just leave you like this guy. It's kind of depressing. Right? You probably aren't as anxious as this guy, but generally, most people, unless you actively try to get better at this, or you were just raised in such a great environment, most people don't have confidence at all. Like, most people are just completely, they are just weird socially. They can't speak to people. So don't have the arrogance to believe you, who's never trained it, who's never done anything for it, is suddenly just gifted and you're good at it, because there's a high chance that you aren't. But that's the lesson of the video. If you want to get better at socializing, there's a 30-minute free coaching call in the second link in the description, and I'll see you in there. Bye-bye.